Thank you all so much. Please, whomever is standing by the tall piece, just be super aware of where you are. One of the things you're going to hear about is how Erin constructs her objects, and this essence of it being precarious is part of the work, which is hard when you're a curator. So if those of you that are standing in that corner, just please be super extra aware of where your body begins and ends, so that we don't knock it down. So all right, thank you all for being really, really great at following directions. Well done. So we are so excited to have our second artist, and Erin Kearney is, as I've said, we are a community of artists. We have 30 artists with their studios here, and I see about a dozen of them here tonight, but Erin is one of these artists, and we call them our studio artists. So Erin is somebody who has a space here, and I encourage you to visit the studio tonight as well as the other artists. So she's here a lot, which is great. We get to know her and her work, and it's been very exciting. As a curator, you know, we do studio visits. I went and visited Bob's studio several times over the last year and a half. I could go see Erin's studio almost every day, and that's pretty exciting too. So it's been a real pleasure to get to know Erin, to watch her working through this. And I think what's exciting in Erin's work is her willingness to work through a process where she doesn't know the outcome. And that isn't, that's a lot of faith. So I'm going to let Erin speak a little bit about her work. And then when she's done, I do want to just really quick let you all know also, for those of you that don't know, Squeaky Wheel Media Arts Center moved into moved into Tri-Main in the new year. They have an event tonight as well, and if you go down the stairs, they're 2 floors below us, so I want to encourage everybody to go there too. They're in Suite 310, and they're having their Animation Fest, a retrospective exhibition, and it's celebrating the 20 years of animation work that they've done in their space. So I'm going to turn this over to Erin, but encourage folks too to venture downstairs, and they are younger than we are, so they stay open an hour later. So thank you all. And Erin, I'm going to turn this over to you. Let's take a step forward so you're in the light. Is that good? Awesome.
Everybody can see me? Okay. I was actually trying to kind of fade into the background. Hi, I'm Erin Kearney. For anyone that I haven't met yet, thank you so much for coming. To say I am overwhelmed would be a severe understatement. Thank you to the staff here at the Buffalo Arts Studio. Community is not only something that we say, but something that we really believe, and everything that the 5 women who work here do push community forward. So it's really wonderful to be a studio artist here and to be a part of it. Thank you to ASI, the Birchfield Penny, and New York State Council of the Arts for helping to fund this exhibition. Thank you to my family and friends, as well as my partner. I wouldn't be able to make this work without you, so thank you for the support and the curiosity. Just a little nervous. It's really hard to follow Bob. Bob's just calm, cool, and collected, and then I'm standing in front of too many people I know. So domestic comes from the word domesticus, which has 2 definitions. One being belonging to a home, and the other is to be made or prepared in the house. And I think a lot of this work sits in between house and home for me. And thinking about materials in how we define house versus how we define home, what are the processes that come out of both of those terms? And I'm pairing these making processes that are learned in the home, like weaving, knitting, sewing, and crochet, with materials that make up of a house. So drywall and roofing shingles and insulation foam. And I think about what it means to know a space intimately and to be able to see those are my nephews back there. The one that's just screaming no. To know a space intimately and to see the cracks and the water that accumulates in the ceiling and the floorboard that squeaks today but not yesterday. And I think about how we understand these spaces that we live in, like we understand the bumps and bruises on our body and how we make interactions with the world. So, yeah, that's what I do. This is going well.
Speak a little bit, Erin, to the construction of the tall piece.
Sure.
That it wasn't vertical until
The other day. Yeah, so Shirley mentioned there's a lot of faith in my work, and so this vertical drywall piece, I kind of developed this system where I'm drilling holes into drywall and then I'm knitting and building up tension, which you can see on the other side when you walk around it. And I'm basically just knitting into this like fully drilled out piece of drywall, and then on a flat table, and then Gareth, who was mentioned in the last talk, this just like super strong man just like picked it up and put it on its side and it stood. But it was kind of this process that I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know how it was going to be displayed, and it's a lot of trust that happens in the process. Like the piece behind me, I didn't really know what it was going to look like. I didn't know if it was going to work, but thankfully it did. Yeah, and I think being able to trust a process so much and like follow it through till the end is a big part of my practice. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you.
Thank you all again. Thank you for coming out to Buffalo Art Studios on this beautiful summer evening. Thank you to the many artists and supporters. Thank you, Art Service Initiative, for supporting young emerging artists like Erin, New York State Council for the Arts, M&T Bank, Oshai Foundation, Community Foundation, Baird Foundation. Doing what we do here, we all work really hard because we believe the arts matter. And I think you all do too, or you wouldn't be here. So on that note, thank you all. Please, please, please take a few minutes when you're finishing up tonight. Go down a couple floors, visit Squeaky Wheel, have a drink, talk to an artist, and again, have a beautiful weekend. Thank you all. Good night.